Welcome back, everybody! Look at this intimidating stare. My gosh, she looks like she's about to freaking murder someone. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I know exactly what the problem with this testimony is. Did I even press this? Hold on a second now. I don't remember. I don't remember if I pressed this or not. Oh, actually not. How did Dr. Maractus respond to the warning? I guess it's a good thing I pressed it then. I was about ready to just present the bullet. Like, oh, nothing happened though. Oh, he was quite surprised, panicky even. Wouldn't be scared to learn Akataki was after them. Incidentally, this court is not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday right here in this courtroom. Yeah, real impressive the way you stood up to the attack of the amazing Mr. Hat, sir. After which I carried you back to your chambers. Sounds like the judge had quite a fright. Nothing happened in Dr. Maractus' office that day, huh? But what about the mess we found? Something definitely happened in the office, Apollo. I know. We can't prove when it happened. Nor that Aletta Tiala was in any way involved. Let's try putting some evidence up anyway. There's no way she went to the clinic just to warn him. Okay, so that's repeating now. But either way, we know what we might want to try anyway, right? And I'm assuming we want to try the bullet. Right? Well, either way. What do you think, everyone? You think it's the bullet? I think it's the bullet, and I'm going to present it. Objection! And it's correct. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually. This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Enough of this joking around. That police investigated that clinic. Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far. But there is a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? ... The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet matched a murder weapon, then that proves the firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not bad, Herr Forehead. Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. Can you even analyze it when it's all squished up like that? 30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. ... Perhaps the defense would like to state their position. The bullet in that safe proves one fact. The pistol was fired in that office on that day, and at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open that safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Aletta Tiala. Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Aletta Tiala knew about Wakikitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him, and then the bullet finally reached his destination? What? That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money, a fortune if you will. Nefarious. So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune. You keep talking trash about my Aletta, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Aletta. I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. There in that park. Walkie. Just cool down a second. You keep your hands off my Aletta or I'll... Tee! Tee-hee-hee! Miss Tiala. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Yes, you laughed like a robot, because that's how I made you laugh. That was terrible indeed. Something funny. Walkie, wake up and smell reality. Aletta, baby! The signature on the chart. The engagement. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Because really the difference was so obvious. As Guy Cecile would always say. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Aletta! Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein! Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So, the family fortune is what you're really after. How did they ever accidentally say Fraulein the correct way? I mean, I'm just saying. I accidentally did it before really realizing what it was actually pronounced as. So, the family fortune is what you're really after. That's right, I wanted the money. No way, that's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who? Me? I believe you said you were going to abuse me. Accuse. Of what crime, might I ask? Huh? Well, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I had already left the clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat. Wait, but... What are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol, now did I? Well, you could have taken Walkie's. You think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say is, it was me, I shot him. Objection! Only because he's trying to protect you. Oh, Clavier. Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. I'll never let you live that down, Clavier. ... But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. What point? Certainly the Fraulein wanted the chat chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then, wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh! You see, that chart wouldn't have been left in that safe. Heck! He's right. Miss Tiala. Yes? It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé. Oh, I'm flattered. Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime. ... Witness testimony. The Maractus Clinic 2. There's a 2 Maractus Clinics? This is impossible. Inconceivable. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. The second one, in fact. Not the first one. I actually lied about the first one. The first one doesn't even exist. There's only a second one. Where did the first one go? I don't really know. I won that chart, but I failed to get it. So I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not. You went back later. That chart was dangerous, you understand? I need to get rid of it, that's why I went that day. But you couldn't get the chart then, could you? And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, and then I had to go back. No easy feat, with the cops all over the place. Ah, that was you? Thump. Apollo, that sounded came from behind this door. Someone's in there. A break-in, they left through that window. So you were the burglar. That was you too? If only I had one more minute. And I could have opened the safe and gotten the chart. What? That's trespassing. And brazen at that. Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They're gangsters, you know. In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? The Maractus Clinic 2! Cross-examination! Yes! Speaking of yes... Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. My goodness, what the coincidences, you know? You tried to do Captain Falcon voice, and then you realize, oh, she actually said yes. What a coinky-dink, right? Either way. Why that day? No, I'm just kidding. Why that day? That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. Why did I do that? I don't know. Don't ask me. And that charge would become evidence, and it'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they? Oh, they thought the crime scene was the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, yeah. I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually. Why? Why are you? I wanted that charge, but I failed to get it, so I went back to that clinic later. Later? When I heard what happened, well, I was too scared to do anything that day. So I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course, you and that meddling kid had to get in my way. I didn't know we were playing a Scooby-Doo detective game now. Alright, sure. But why did Dr. Maractus keep that chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. He could have burned it. Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance. Insurance? My signature on that chart, to be more specific, has made sure I couldn't betray him. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? But you could have stolen it! Could have? Is this some new definition of proof? We'll ask Walkie, he'll tell us. Might I remind you this is a cross-examination? You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself. He's right, isn't he? I don't know, is he? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Yeah, but, But what? You have nothing to say. This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further? Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not. 10-second pause! Alrighty then, everyone, I'm back! And it's a new recording day, which means I'm probably gonna forget everything I just did, so whoop-de-doo, I guess. Oh no. Hopefully not, anyway. The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems. Let's review the facts again, shall we? Please, let's. If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple. I know that. That's what they said before. Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot. Except that's not what really happened. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple. Silly, silly attorney. Well, what? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? ... Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. You have a glass of milk for breakfast? You don't eat anything? Okay, yeah, sure. That's kind of weird, but sure. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The Patty's guy was mistaken. But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken. Then why don't you show us, Hair Forehead? Show you? What? Must I explain everything? Very well. Let's recap. If the witness panties guys was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim? But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple? I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. Good lord, his forehead isn't that shiny now. If you can, that is. Walkie Kataki was standing at the killer mark. Wesley Stickler at the witness mark. And of course, Paul Maractus was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? At the killer mark, at the witness mark, someplace else. What do you think the answer is, everyone? I'm gonna say someplace else. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place. Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. Eh? Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were more terrifying? Like so. Are you what? Come on now! Double penalty? Hair Forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted! It's justice time! I feel like this is gonna be a horrible mistake, isn't it now? Are you sure, Apollo? The key to the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, we must know where he stood. And the victim turned around when he shouted. There's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. Inside the stand? Huh. Because, I mean, there was the footprint outside there, but is there an exit right there, too? Huh. I don't actually know. The killer shot the victim from... What is the answer, then? Maybe it is right over here. I hope so. I believe you all owe a debt of gratitude. To Miss Aletta Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted, just as he told us in his testimony. Wait, you must stop! Oh my gosh! And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no. Oh yes! Which direction was his right temple when facing at that moment? That's right, towards the noodle stand. Order! 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 So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand? Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'd think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along. There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in the stand. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in the stand? Well, too bad. Pretty sure I do have the proof, though. I mean, it's the footprints right outside. I've got it right here. Intriguing. Let's see what you've got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand. Well, that's not... Oh, wait. Duh, okay. This thing right here. These little slippers. So I assume anyway. Yep, I'm gonna go with the slippers. The Maractus Clinic. And they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. It's kind of weird that it took him so long to say slippers. I was like, what? The Maractus Clinic was in the noodle stand? I didn't even know that. And a single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand. Heck. Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in that left slipper. Hey! In other words, this is proof that you were inside that noodle stand. Eek! Yes, there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. One? I thought that was two. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path. Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle-making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there. You have a point, except all the balls were inside the Maractus Clinic, so whoop-de-doo. Could someone have hidden in that stand? Apollo, I think I might be onto something! ... I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence! In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be... Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. Someone did clear space. Okay. Well, they want me to present the bowl then? The custom-made LD Noodle Bowl decorated with the LD Noodles mascot. Well, I'm not really sure if that's what they want me to present, because this is actually questioned or worded a little bit weird, I think. But let's go with the bowl. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen LD noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday. In the lobby of the Maractus Clinic. ... A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic. Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls. Well, I don't care who did. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Aletta Tiala. Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. There was lies in that spoiled brat's pickup lines. I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent. Show me an innocent, I'll show you a fairy tale. In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus. More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale. Then please, pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I am giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Aletta Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Here comes justice! You didn't say it, Apollo. I'm gonna say it for you. Tiala's explanation. That night I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason he thought the Katakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. You knew about the botched operation. So you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself. I want to make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat had got his health checkup report. And that he was coming to settle the score. I see. Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth, or it's over. Well, let's see what we can do about that, I guess. The cross-examination, Tiala's explanation. So that means I can use the whatchamacallit for this, huh? That's not a good thing, though, is it? How am I supposed to know? I mean, am I just supposed to go ahead and do that one thing again? I suppose so. That's the only thing that's being whatchamacallit now. Yeah, it really is. Alright, I'll go ahead and do that then, as soon as I save first. Well, I mean, I'm gonna press it still, because why the heck not? I don't know, everyone! Maybe it's not a good idea. I think I still might press everything, just to be on the safe side, though. You never know, everyone. You just never know when it might be a bad idea. Anyway, okay, let's press things. So, you did go to steal that chart. Were you listening? I said I asked him for it. The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him. True, it would have been impossible without a pistol. But if she did have a pistol? I'll admit I wanted the chart, that much is true. My reason was simple. If you say so now. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family's hands. It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say. Not only that, if the Katakis had gotten that chart, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now, pulling that great noodle stand in the sky. It seems our witness was in a fix as well. Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand? When I die, it will be by disappearing mysteriously in the middle of a magic act. Could we be a little less morbid, please? So you see, I needed that chart. Oh, did you now? But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. He didn't understand? He wouldn't listen to a word I was saying. The moment he saw me, he started to tremble. Ha! I thought, what a sad excuse for a man. Please don't smile like that anymore. It's creepy. He was practically delusional. Oh, was he now? For some reason, he thought the Katakis had sent me. They sent you? He thought the Katakis had sent me to get the chart. It makes some sense. You are the son's fiancé. Don't make me laugh. The Katakis? Send me? They don't play that way. If they'd known about that chart, they would have gone in there with guns blazing. But I couldn't convince the trembling doctor otherwise. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodle bowls doing there? How should I know? There weren't any bowls when I went. I know that much. Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, alright? Do I detect uncertainty there? This is my last chance. Apollo, any word from your bracelet? Yeah, actually, I felt it respond. I couldn't see a thing! It's up to you, Apollo! Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice. So what, are you trying to say it's actually the last statement again? So everyone how I was talking to him. Yeah, sure, okay. Well, let's go ahead and do the bracelet then. Whoa, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I gave what is she fiddling with this time? Anything crazy? The ribbon, perhaps? I don't know what it could be. Oh my gosh, gotta look for something subtle here. The hand? I wonder if it's the hand, because she is scratching herself right now. And I definitely don't see her scratching herself in the left picture, so that's probably what it is, maybe. Here again, please. Nope, nope, nope. No movements at all. Alright, I got you. You're busted. You're done. And as soon as I don't know if pressing the A button's gonna ruin me, so I'm just gonna wait for her to get to that part. And then there you go. Now she starts moving her hand, right? There we go. Gotcha! Gotcha! You've been busted! All I did was talk and lie. Well, what? Show me proof. I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence, and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. ... All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf. What? This is working better than I hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies, 2 dots. How about 3 dots, ... Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that. I told you, the truth. It seems that when you recall what really happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? ... It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Maracas clinic office. ... And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. The bullet. I believe... it could be the lamp. Found in my broken bulb in the red stain. Okay, let's go with that, actually. I think we already did present the bullet, so... You know, there we go. What's that? You're touching your scarf again. ... There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Huh? Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state. Well, spit it out! This talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Aletta Tiala. Please remove your scarf. Eek! Oh, so, wait, so it was blood then. I mean, they were saying before, like, oh, it's not blood, this is too pink to be blood, or something like that. This is a trial to determine what's happened in that park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting. As soon as the witness removes your scarf. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my scarf or something like that. I don't know what she said exactly. Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven. What? You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf. No. No! I knew it. So I was right. Wasn't I, Miss Aletta Tiala? Bam, bam, bam! Your neck. That isn't what I think it is. Something did happen that night at the Maracas clinic. You need to get that chart back, no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiancé's pistol to do it. But wait. Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness, specifically. You tried to threaten Dr. Maracas and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the Maracas clinic. Her... Order! 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 Will someone please tell me what really happened? I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're really up to. You want in with the family. And if they see that chart, you're finished.
That.
Leave me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You!
And what happened next? He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Pa Maractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
It's so shocking!
So you were the victim.
And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick.
Oh, I see. Now it kind of sort of issue. Whatever, I don't know. It was your lipstick.
I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There, are you happy now?
Eh?
I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand. But how could I?
Ack!
Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at the Maractus Clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself. I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I've told you everything. Can I go home now? You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet, if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala.
When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her.
I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala? Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this...
Objection! Not so fast. This party's just getting started.
I agree with that, actually, which is why I think this is a good time for a cliffhanger right about now.
So too bad, so sad, everyone. You'll just have to wait until tomorrow to see the exciting conclusion of this case, or this day, or this specific part of the case. I don't really know. I don't know if we're ending this case tomorrow. Maybe, though. Like I said, you'll have to see it tomorrow, so I'll see you later, everyone. Bye-bye.